All right, so I very shortly ago finished competing at 2026 Ultra Nats USPA. So many thoughts and feels. And to go with the video, so this is going to be my squat opener. This is 672. Adversity started right here. First off, yeah, you can see I'm telling them like, hey, it's supposed to be racks in. That might have been on me. I don't know if I told them, so they didn't put it on my card, so they had me step off the platform. So I come back on the platform, and you're going to see I unracked the bar and immediately felt the plates on the right side start sliding off, like rapidly. Like if I wouldn't have caught it, somebody was going to get smacked in the head with a barbell. So thank God I did. But yeah, it was bad. So I immediately told them, I was like, those plates are sliding. But yeah, so I have to step off the platform, come back on, retake my opener, which is fine. Opener was 672. I say even in the warm-up room, though, something felt terribly off in my balance, and it was hard to explain. And in the warm-up room, I kind of wrote it off to like, oh, the platform was super weird because like the carpet was bubbled, which happens. I mean, it's in the back of a hotel. But ultimately, like 672 is fine. You can see I like almost paused at the bottom. Normally, I'd come out way faster, but like I felt like I rocked back on my heels and then rocked forward. So we jumped to 722 on the second, which was the plan. And I always have problems with walkout. Walkout always feels a little bit heavy. Brought it down, and the same thing happens. I like felt like I rocked back onto my heels and then rocked forward. And so these are just my openers again from these videos. But yeah, it felt super weird. And when I get to the top of the lift on the second attempt, I got up, and it's no problem. The weight felt super light, and I just rocked forward right at the top. And so like the balance issue was there. So I kind of thought to myself, maybe I just need to like, cue myself to like pressure out on my feet, big toes. But yeah, I looking back on it, I think part of the problem is because I have really poor shoulder mobility. I've relied on just using, it used to be an SSB, and then it's been like Buffalo bar, Yukon bar, which those bars, especially the Buffalo Yukon, they camber, so they do pull you forward, and you end up shifting your weight in different ways. So I honestly think that's just not going to be a great strategy anymore. And I talked to my coach about that after this was done. So basically I take 722 twice and ultimately end up the first time, there you go, you see I just like fall forward at the top. The second time, because I was nervous about balance, I just cut it like an inch too high. In the front videos that I have, like they look super deep. But I had a side video, and it was like at least an inch too high. And I knew it, and I knew the head judge, that's L. And I looked at it right after I did it, and I was like, yep, it's going to be close. And they did not give it to me, which is fine. I was definitely strong enough for 722, so I was already frustrated at this point because there's no way I could have gotten the goal that I really wanted without that squat. So that's fine. I talked to my coach. We made a plan. We're going to work on the shoulder mobility. We're going to actually squat with a straight bar in training, which 2.5 years of not doing that. So it's going to be really interesting, and I was actually kind of excited. And that's fine. Like that's a really good plan for me. Ultimately, I think that if we can get the bar lower on my back and start practicing with a straight bar, we're probably going to be able to squat a lot more. I really want to think that 800 is on the horizon for me in the near future in sleeves, and it feels like it is. Like, look, that was 722, and it felt super easy. So, oh, here you go. This is the side view where you can actually kind of tell that it was super high. And yeah, just right there, like just walking it out, I just don't feel super balanced. Bar's way too high up on my neck too. So yeah, tough on squats. I moved on to bench. Just warming up for bench, I felt fantastic. I did warm up too early, and then I just waited, and I got it figured out, which was fine. Bench felt really, really good. And one of the things I often have a problem with after I straight bar squat is that I get like pain in my bicep. I had none of that. And part of that's because this is the first time I actually used talon grip in contest. That was my opener, 407. I dropped it so fast on my chest. I was like, damn, she is definitely going to check all her text messages before she gives me a press command because the bar is wobbling on my chest, which is fine. It's super easy weight. Took 435 on a second attempt. This just matches my own meet PR and my own state record as a submasters. The unfortunate thing is I knew after I finished this lift, which I soft touched, so she didn't give me a 10-minute press command, I knew that was all I had. Like, it actually looked way cleaner than it felt. It felt like I was going to get stuck down there for like 10 years. So I tried 200 kgs on my last one, which is, what is that, 440. 441. And the same thing that always happens to me. I came off my chest and I got stuck halfway up. So that's, with the bench, we know that we're going to work more overhead pressing and more close grip bench, because when I did that when I was doing strongman, I was getting way better at bench, and I kind of felt like I've just been stuck at the same weight. The real problem came in when I went to go warm up for deadlifts, and I realized that my edema, which I had experienced from flying on the airplane and just being like a bigger person, which is fluid buildup, which was really bothering me yesterday in my ankles and my shins, had moved to my hands. And so my hands were literally swollen up like freaking balloons. And so we opened super light. This is 628. This should be no problem on any given day. I've deadlifted 672 multiple times with no problem on grip, and I couldn't hold it. So ultimately, I bombed out of the meet because I could not hold on to 628. Super unfortunate. Lots of thoughts and feels to come, which you'll hear about in more training videos. But it is what it is. We move on. We deadlift in, a YOLO after this maybe, and call it, what it is. Got to work on grip.